Students, welcome to the online education of class 6 science. Dear students, in the previous class I have started the lesson with habitat and adaptation of animals in different climatic conditions. So in the previous class, activity number 1 I was discussing, where I asked you to make the list of the plants and animals and different objects which are available in seas, ocean, mountains, deserts and forest. Okay, so I hope you have made the list of the objects which are available in these four categories. Now let us find a large variety of animals and plants and the objects which are found in these four regions. Now let's compare whatever the objects you have entered in the column for the objects which are available in the desert conditions and objects which are available in the sea. Okay, so now look at the table that what you have filled up columns, what are the plants and animal subjects available there. So you will find that there is a different kinds of organisms, they are available in these two regions because they are totally opposite in nature. Okay, the plants and animals which are available here in desert as well as in the sea. So if you go for the sea, okay, so if you think of the sea region, you will find that the plants animals which are available in the sea, they are completely surrounded by saline water in the sense salty water. Okay, the whatever the animals and plants which grow in the sea regions, so they are completely surrounded by salt water. Okay, and along with that, most of them they use the air which is dissolved in water, means for example fish, okay, whatever the different kinds of animals, okay, whales. So these animals which are living in the sea or oceans, so they breathe with the help of oxygen which is dissolved in water, because they cannot come up out of the water and get the oxygen available in the atmosphere. So they take the water which air which is dissolved in water. Even the plants too. Okay, so there are many kinds of plants which grow inside the water. No, completely submerged plants, partially submerged plants, floating plants. We categorize them into three plants that you have studied in 5th class, right? So they all get surrounded by the salt water. They get the oxygen dissolved in the water. This is what their nature. Okay, so there is very little water available in the desert condition. Now go for the desert regions. So very hardly little amount of water is available in the desert conditions. Okay, and it is, if you go for the climatic conditions, it is very hot in the daytime and it is very cold at night time. So exactly opposite nature, the climatic conditions will be there, weather conditions will be there in the desert. So daytime it is very hot, and wherein in the night time, at night it is very cold. Okay, now the animals and plants of this particular region, that is the desert, they live on the desert soil and breathe air from their surroundings. They adapted to live in the desert soil and get the air from the surroundings. Okay, so the sea and desert both are totally opposite. Okay, they are very different in their surroundings, nature, atmosphere, and we find that different kinds of animals and plants are found in these two different regions. Okay, isn't it? So now let's have a look at the animals which are found in these two regions. One in desert, another one is sea. So in desert condition, the major animal which is found in the desert is camel, and in water, sea, fish. Let's discuss a small information about these two animals. So first it is desert region animal, that is what? Camel. So the body and structure of a camel is adapted in such a way that it helps to survive in a hot desert conditions. In such a way, its body structure is adapted so that it can survive in a desert conditions. Whatever desert conditions are there, that it can survive. In such a way, its body is adapted or structured. Okay, so camel has long legs, okay, which help it to keep its body away from the heat of the desert condition. Okay, it keeps the bodies away from the heat in order to keep its body away from the heat of the sand. See, so during hot daytime it is getting hot. Okay, so the sand gets hotter and hotter. So when it is walking on the sand, so its legs are very long. So though because the legs are very long of the camel, So hence the heat of the sand cannot reach its body because the legs are tall. Okay, so that the bodies cannot be affected with the heat of the sand. If the legs are very small, then automatically its body gets heated up because of the heat of the sand. So hence its body is have the long legs so that it can keep its body away from the heat of the sand. Look at the figure 9.2 now. Look at here, legs are very long, right? That is one. And most important is they excrete a very small amount of urine. Okay, very small amount of urine they pass. Okay, even their dung is dry, not the liquid one. Their dung also very dry, and they pass very little amount of excreta, that is urine. And also they do not sweat at all. No sweat comes out of its body, so they do not sweat at all. Okay, so hence there is very less amount of water they are going to lose there from body. So since the camel lose very little amount of water so from their bodies, so it can live for many days without water, because there is no loss of water in the form of urine, in the form of sweat, in the form of dung. So no loss of water from their body, so hence it can live without water for many days. Okay, this is what the kind of adaptation in camels. Now look at the fish. So already we have studied different kinds of fish we have seen in our surroundings wherever you visit any aquarium. So already in chapter number 8 we have studied about the fish categories, how they are. So there are many kinds of fish what we see in our surroundings. So they have one something common in their shape, that is streamlined body shape they have. So already in the 8th chapter we have studied that. So tapers at the end and bulged in the middle. So that streamlined body shape help it to move inside the water quickly. So that is the type kind of shape which helps to move inside the water easily. So one more thing, that the fish have slippery scale on its bodies. Slippery scales means no, that is always wet. The slippery scales are there present in its body. So this will help in easy movement through the water. So easy movement through the water is possible due to the slippery scales on its body. Okay, so and also the scales help it to protect the fish. Okay, so the fish can be protected by the slippery scales, and also they help in the easy movement through the water. So already one more thing we discussed, this slippery scale as well as fins are present. There are many kinds of fish, are fins are present on the fish. So those fins, they help to the flat fins and tail fins, they help to balance the body. Okay, that help to change the direction of the fish. Okay, and keep their body balanced in the water. To change the direction, the tail fins will help, and to keep their body balanced, the other fins will help for the balancing of the water. And gills present in the fish, they help to take the oxygen dissolved in the water. So this is how the fish has adapted to survive in the water conditions, sea conditions, or a water condition, aquarium, whatever it is, the totally water, in the water. And camel has adapted to desert conditions. Dear students, I hope you understood this today's concept, and let me continue the remaining concept in the next period. Thank you and have a nice day.